turned off the power and unplugged it and replugged it back in, and it booted up fine. And I just got a bunch of executable windows pop up. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Brunch podcast.
That's copyright.
I'm your host for this week, Jay, the axolotl. I'm here with RJ, the ghost. Aiden, the knight.
Huzzah! Swing, slice.
And Riley, the Bigfoot.
Unga frickin' bunga, my dudes.
And,
What does the fox say?
uh,
Somebody make that into an edit. Somebody edit that into the song and then link it in
you're
the
the one
comments.
who edits these.
Unga frickin' bunga, my dudes. Unga frickin' bunga, my
I don't have a brunch.
There's a soundbite. Everyone, remember that brunch belongs in the heart.
And not in the ass, as RJ would lead you to believe.
Don't listen to RJ. As much as RJ can be convincing, RJ's wrong.
And happy brunch to Dublin, Ireland.
Happy
Happy
brunch,
brunch,
Dublin.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh no. Oh
God.
no.
So, how many of you, raise your hand, have had bad plane experience?
Ooh,
Oh,
me.
me.
Me. I think I've actually already talked about mine on the podcast before, but I'll talk about it again.
I might have
I
talked
know
about
I
it on
have
mine
too, but that's okay. That's all in one place now.
And I have new things.
Ooh,
Aiden
new
knows.
thing. Oh, I think I know where yours is going. I am excited to see if I'm correct. So yeah, today it's all about bad airport stories. I have a lot because I work at an airport.
Oh, yeah, I guess you would have a plethora of pinatas.
I
shaped into
flew
that
a lot
hat,
as a
wouldn't
kid,
you?
and I also work at an airport now. So yeah, I have my fair share of bad airport stories. I'll kick us off with my favorite, which I think I've definitely told at least once in the podcast. But for those that have missed it, I have flown overseas 3 times, all 3 times to the same country. And one of the years that I did this, it was part of a missions trip. One of the years that I did this, on our way back, I got stopped in customs, or our youth leader got stopped in customs, and he did not have his paperwork for flying with minors that were not his children. He couldn't find it. And so...
Hello, good sir. Are you trafficking these children?
Are you trafficking? Right.
No.
And so me, 2 of my friends, and said youth leader got detained for like 30 minutes
Goodness.
at Houston International Airport.
Ew, it was in Houston?
It was in Houston because we were flying
Ew.
back from Jamaica. And I'm sitting there like, well, it could be worse. At least I didn't like ask to rummage through my pockets or anything. One of the other youth leaders ended up having the paper that we were missing for this. So it all worked out fine, and we made our next flight okay, our connecting flight. But it was one of those moments like, this was not how I thought this would go down.
Bad time, bro. Bad time.
Bad times had by the 4 of us.
Hard Times by Paramore.
I have not listened to that song, but I also
Hard
don't listen to much
times.
Paramore.
Hard Times.
Our hot times in the middle of our times.
Once
God.
upon a time, I was an unaccompanied minor with Aiden. So we were accompanying each other, but we were both minors at the time.
And upon that time, you can think of me as like a little more than a walking scarecrow.
Aiden was not helpful in the slightest. I felt very responsible for him.
I was very unaware of everything.
Yeah. And were we were kind of shipped to our grandparents every couple of years for what we called Nani Camp, because that's our grandma name is Nani. And yeah, so our parents would slap us on a plane and send us down to Texas. We lived in, I think, Kansas at the time. And the airport in Kansas did not let, of course, any airport typically doesn't, but they didn't let unaccompanied minors wander around because, of course not. You had to have an attendant with you at all times. And the attendant that we were assigned in Kansas was chatty, but not to the children, to her coworkers. So she shoved us onto this golf cart and started driving us at 0.02 miles per hour through this airport.
I remember this because the only time I had awareness was during this time, and I looked at Riley and said, I could walk faster than this.
Very loudly, and the attendant glared at us afterwards, and I was like, pardon my kid brother. Mind you, I'm 8, okay? And so
I'm 2 brain cells short of a light bulb.
My goodness.
Light bulb.
So this woman proceeds to drive the slowest I've ever seen a person drive through this massive airport, at least to tiny baby Riley, right? And she stops and talks to every coworker on the way. Now, this is the only time I have worn a watch as a child, right? Because I knew, because I had the
Never
tickets,
again.
what time our flights were. And I would look down at my watch and look at the tickets, and the time was just creeping by. Much faster than we were driving, mind you. I'm still mad about this, right?
I see that.
And I look at this full-grown adult woman, and I'm like, ma'am, I think we're going to miss our flight. And she goes, no, we're not, sweetie. I'm going to get you there right on time. And then she stops again to talk to another person. By
And that
this
one took,
time,
30
it's
minutes.
10:30. And our flight leaves at 10:35. Now, mind you, most flights are a little late. Tiny Riley doesn't know this. Tiny Riley doesn't care. Tiny Riley wants to be on time because I was a very type A person back then, right? Not that I'm not anymore, but I've gotten over myself quite a bit. So, I finally look up at this lady and I go, ma'am, it's 10:30. Our flight leaves at 10:35. And she's like, fine. And then she speeds off, right? The fastest she's driven the entire time, still maybe 5 miles an hour, if that. And we make it to our destination at 10:37, and they were making last call. They were about to close up the airplane because they were early.
And
Yep.
I'm sorry, who did you say this lady was again?
She was an airport employee.
Oh, yeah. I think I actually knew someone who had a job in that type of thing, taking care of unattended
minors.
Yeah.
It was the most stressed out I have ever been. Because when we drove up, the flight attendant was going, oh, there you are. We were about to leave you behind. 8-year-old
Oh my
Riley
God.
looks up at this woman who is driving us, and I'm like, well, I'm so glad we made it. Because I was the same then as I am now in a lot of ways. And this
7-year-old
woman
Aiden did not
wouldn't
look
even
anywhere.
look at us as we left.
Yeah, I bet not. She nearly lost her job.
Oh, I was so mad at her. I was like, I'm going to have to call Mom. We can't afford another flight. Because I knew at 8 that it was expensive to fly. And I was traumatized for no good reason. Anyway, that's the very first memory I have of absolutely hating airports. And then after that, right, we got to the next airport, our connecting flight, I think in DFW, which we were flying down to a tiny airport in College Station at the time. The lady there took us into like a back room, and we sat there and watched Cars for like 5 hours.
Did they just
I
loop the same movie?
They just
remember that.
looped the same
I had
movie.
so
Oh,
much
ew.
fun.
Aiden had a
I probably
blast.
didn't realize that it was being played like 5 times.
You did not. You were just down for it. And I was sitting there like, this is the worst day of my life. And I want to go home.
To the end of the world as we know it.
Those were my
Oh my
frog
God.
blink years.
Yes, they were your frog blink years. That's a
Aiden,
perfect-
you could hear in his soul him physically licking his eyeballs.
Yes.
That's exactly how we was.
That's exactly how I
And
was.
everywhere we went, I'm like, okay, I have myself, I have my stuff, and I have my kid brother. I have myself, I have my stuff, and I have my kid brother.
And I'm over here just like, man, air smells funny.
Yeah.
Why does my sister look so anxious?
Oh no, I didn't even
he
know
didn't
that.
even perceive that other people had emotions at the time.
God.
Yeah, cool as cucumbers because I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Ever. My
Just
mom
constantly
one time.
under minor sedation.
That is exactly what it is. My mom one time looked at us again when we lived in Kansas, and she was like, I know that Riley would be able to get places, but Aiden would not. Aiden doesn't know where we are. Don't you, Aiden? And Aiden, who was too lost in thought, didn't even realize Mom was talking directly to him.
It's so true.
And she was right. So that's
so
who I was
funny.
traveling with.
I was watching the imaginary little men run by the road with us.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Airport stories. Yay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can sprinkle a recent one in here,
Oh.
Yeah.
and I will call it I want my Coca-Cola, please.
Want my Coca-Cola, please. Nice.
So, this is on my return journey from the Philippines to home last year. And I get to Manila from Davao. And I have a whole story about the first time, but this is me leaving. And I get there and I'm just like, man, I really could use like something to drink, like I don't know, Coca-Cola or something. So I'm going around trying to look for a place that has like a bottle of Coca-Cola. And the process to get in was interesting. They had a massive line. And so it's like, all right, I have 30 more minutes. So I go and I get my bottle and then I'm on my way, right? Because, this section of the airport, you have your food, you have your drinks and all that, right? And I proceed to walk towards where my gate would be, and I see that it's closed currently, and that there's a massive line just building up. And it's just like, well, that's kind of crappy. I guess I'll just stand here. Literally ran into the line. And at that point in time, I wasn't thinking about getting into my Coca-Cola quite yet. I was gonna, like, find a place to sit down and then enjoy it, you know? And I'd say halfway down the line when they finally opened up the area to let people in, I look and the sign, oh my goodness, the sign, it just annoyed the crap out of me. You know what the sign said?
What did the sign say?
The sign said, no foods or drink past this point.
Mm.
And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. Did you grab the Coca-Cola before you went through security?
No, they had 2 security lines.
I see. So you went through one, got into like the effective like mall area of an airport,
The duty-free section, yeah.
and then God.
And then I grabbed something because, you know, the DFW airport, it's actually, it's a little different than that.
I think most American airports
You can have your food and drink and wait at the gate.
and the Jamaican airport, or I think which one was it?
Same at the Tel Aviv airport. It's the same at the Moldova airport, Barcelona. Literally everywhere else I've been.
It was the same in Davao. I had like a nice little breakfast and a Coke in the Davao airport. It was very pleasant.
Manila just kind of seems like a special fresh hell.
It kind of is. The people that I know that are there, I love y'all, but oh my goodness, Manila.
I mean, I would also be that way if I was named after an envelope.
I think
So I have a story. I may have told this on the podcast, assuming you were done.
No, I wasn't quite.
Okay, then never mind. I'll shut up.
Sorry. So, you know, the thing was, like, I have this Coca-Cola. I don't want to waste money. So I open it and I chug. Oh my goodness. I have never chugged soda before. But goodness, it was not pleasant.
The first 3 or 4 glugs are fine. Like once you get past that, you're like, oh, this does not feel good.
this is the fun part of my physiology that I know is unique to me, at least to now. Can anyone else actively sort air from everything else from your stomach?
No.
What?
Is this something you're supposed to be able to do?
I can actively sort air out from food or liquid that I eat or drink from my stomach.
I don't know what ish his esophagus muscles are on. Honestly, I've watched him do this. It's weird.
Aiden's strongest muscles.
So I just let out tiny burps through the day. I've almost never had really big burps. Chugging soda while my esophagus or stomach is sifting through air is quite a weird experience.
Yeah, I bet it is.
It was a little painful, and I couldn't get through all of it. I had to stop like halfway through. So then the Manila airport just had a random half-drunk Coca-Cola bottle, like, on a windowsill.
They didn't provide a trash can?
There wasn't a trash can nearby, and I had to go.
Airports.
I mean, if they're gonna have a policy like that and not provide a way for you to, I feel like that's kind of just asking for it.
Asking for it. Yeah.
It's just like, what else am I supposed to do?
Perish.
Now, that's what I felt when I had to use the bathroom. I had to wait for the plane to take off.
Yeah.
You're
I was
like,
fighting for my
gotta
life there.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of that story.
Oh, very interesting.
Thank you.
Okay. So, mine, I probably told on the podcast. I've only flown twice in my life. So, and one of them went off actually really easily. Shout out Colorado Springs Airport. They're great.
Oh.
Um, like so much smaller than DFW, by the way, and exceptionally clean, and was just a very in and out experience. It was great, and not the burger joint. But anyway, the first time I flew, I had just gotten my driver's license.
Mm.
And by that I mean like I'm pretty sure it was the day before.
Nice.
And so they had given me my paper temporary license because you have to wait for the actual physical card to get shipped to you. So I didn't have that yet, but I also didn't have another valid ID because you're not supposed to carry your previous ID with you whenever you get a new one. It's like not valid anymore. Anyway, I go to the airport with my dad. We're flying to California and making our way through, and I get to security, and they're like looking at my ticket and whatnot and everything, and I provide them my ID as they required, and they said, well, we can't accept this. And I was like, well, why can't you? It's a government issued ID. They're like, well, we have to have the physical card. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. My dad was like, that doesn't make any sense. He's a minor. Can we just like let him through? I'd like to make that very clear here. I was a minor at the time. And so they basically, what happened after that was essentially a game of telephone with airport security, the TSA. And so the person who was talking to us had to radio to someone, who had to radio to someone, who had to go and get their supervisor. And eventually it works its way back down the line, and a supervisor comes over, and they're like, you know what? We'll make a one-time exception, but we do have to search you. I was like, why? What do you mean? Like, so they had to pat me down, and it was very uncomfortable.
Hate that.
And then,
hate when pat downs happen.
Not surprisingly, I didn't have to get pat down, nor did they even look twice at my ID on the way back. So that's fun.
Of course not. It's just a single stickler.
The one person is like, you know what? They might have been new, and they're like, I cannot afford to mess up my job right now. I'm just going to play this by the book.
Yeah,
or they were on a power trip.
Either or. Because like everyone was like pretty chill about it, right? Like, I don't remember there being any like negativity or anything like that, but it definitely felt like one of those things where the supervisor was like, you bothered me with this? Like,
Yeah.
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 It'd be the same way if I were the supervisor.
As somebody who is a supervisor now. I had one primed and ready to go. There's so many stories, and I forgot which one I was gonna talk about. It was something about work.
I have another unaccompanied minor story.
Go right on ahead, my friend.
All right. So once upon a time, Aiden and I were 13 and 14, respectively. This is the age where they allow you to find your own stuff for the most part. At least.
A little less of a.
Yeah.
A little less of short of a light bulb.
Yes. We still flew very cheaply. And at the time, this was the advent of Spirit Airlines. Well, not advent, but like more when they became more mainstream, right? And my dad was like, "Oh, we can send you to your cousin's summer camp down in Florida so you could spend time with your cousins, and we can get you the super cheap flights. So this will be really fun because it's summer camp in Florida." And we're like, "Cool, yeah, cousin time and summer camp in Florida. Nice." So, high expectations. Really excited about the trip. Then we get to the airport. It's fine because they let our mom walk us to the gate, which was awesome. I wish they had let us do that before. I'm shocked that they didn't let that happen before. So we got there on time. We got boarded on the plane on time. And then we sat on the tarmac, or wherever we sat away from the gate, queued up to fly on, I think it was the tarmac, whatever it's called, for 2.5 hours.
Oh, you sat on the taxiway for 2 hours?
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst part of this.
Oh,
okay?
no.
Both bathrooms on the airplane were broken. And nobody told Aiden and I that they don't accept cash, right? So we had cash for the trip, but we did not have any cards to purchase anything.
That's horrible.
That's not the worst part.
Yeah.
The flight is a grand total of like 2.5 hours. So by the time we land in Florida, no, we landed in Georgia, not Florida. We drove to Georgia afterwards. Besides the point. By the time we landed in Georgia, we were on the airplane for 5 hours, right? No water, no access to a bathroom for 5 hours. They kept us on the taxiway for another 4.5 hours before they got us to a gate.
God.
That is insane.
They were literally peeing in bottles on that flight.
Yep.
We didn't get off the plane until midnight.
Jesus.
My uncle, who has flown his entire life because, Christian rock star or whatever, he was so mad that he was about to call the police on the airline because he felt they were holding children hostage. And then, that's not even the worst part, because we didn't get food the entire flight. We didn't get water the entire flight, mind you. None of that. So Aiden and I are going, almost 12 hours without eating or drinking, right? We didn't get our luggage for another 1.5 hours afterwards. We did not leave the airport until 2 a.m. We did not get to his house until 3 a.m. And they finally fed us. He brought us water beforehand, thankfully, because he was so mad. Our uncle never gets mad. And he was furious. It was the worst flight I have ever been on. And I told my dad everything at like 2 a.m. And my dad was just profusely apologizing the whole time. He was like, "I am so sorry, Riley. I would have never done that to you on purpose." And I'm like, "I know that." But yeah, don't ever fly Spirit. I'm still emotionally scarred.
Unless you want to have
one.
No, I'm pretty sure they... Hold on.
I don't think they've been bought out yet. There's people trying to decide who gets it.
No, it
right
still
now.
exists.
It's
Still
So-
up and running.
Spirit, I think, went bankrupt, and they're trying to decide who buys it, so it still exists as, like, a brand right now, but none of the planes are flying, as far as I'm aware. I've not seen any at the airport in months. So,
Yeah, they've closed down the vast majority of their hubs.
yeah.
It's the worst. I mean, no wonder they, like, that was the one experience I would never go back. I asked my dad to, like, I would rather not go on vacation ever than fly that again because it was horrible.
That's awful. You would think at least they would give free water to minors, especially minors with legal Tinder, regardless of whether or not they can take cash. Like,
You would think. But no, I asked the lady and she's like, no, we only take card. And then they wouldn't look at us.
Screw you, little kids. We fly by the rules.
I find this ridiculous, by the way, because as a 14-year-old going to, like, another country, I one time sat in the, like, next to the emergency exit because there was more legroom. Because as a 14-year-old, I was already dead near 6 foot, if not 6 foot. And so I sat there not thinking about it, and they're like, hey, can you move so that, because I think, what is it, you need to be 16 or 18 to sit by the emergency exit, like a semi-functioning human.
Yeah, you have to be able to help in an emergency in order to
And
sit.
so,
You have
like,
to be
I
a
get why they moved
semi-functioning
me,
human.
but they'll be like, oh, hey, you can't sit there, but we can't give you water?
Yep. It was
That's
literally,
crazy.
I wish we had drum up a stink about it, but it was Instagram was just becoming a big thing that everybody would have, so it's not like social media would have done anything about it, and it's not like causing a stink would have gotten us anything more than, platitudes, but I still am like, ugh.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Sounds like a very unfun situation.
I mean, I've experienced a bunch of those things and stuff like that separately on different occasions. Like,
but not all at once.
Because we had a rain delay one time, so we sat on the taxiway for like 2 hours while we waited for the rain to pass, and then they're like, well, we don't have enough fuel to make it where we're going, so we're gonna go back to the jetway, refuel, and then leave. We had that. Then we had, like, they lost my luggage the first time I ever flew overseas. So the first time I'm like, I'm experiencing this grand new land. Also, I have none of my crap. None of it. It's not here.
Whew. Scary.
So, like, I've had that happen. But I've not had all of it happen at once like that. Also, fun fact, so if the restrooms don't work, if the flight is planned to be over 3 hours or more, they cannot fly the plane if the restrooms don't work. So the fact that the flight was planned to be 2 hours is the reason that they got away with letting the plane go like that. And then everything else happened.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Oh, go ahead.
I can't get over the fact that adults would let that happen to kids,
Yeah.
Speaking of kids, that did remind me of something. Also on my return trip, I'd like to call this segment, Wait.
Wait.
So, for my trip to the Philippines, it was really nice because I bought the seat next to me for most of the trip. I was crammed at the window seat. I couldn't get an aisle seat, but no one was sitting next to me, so it was perfectly fine. Up until the last one, apparently I didn't buy the seat. And boy, did I wish I did. Because there's this family of 4 or 5, right? I think it was a family of 5. And the 2 parents, you would think, for airport and for some kind of security, that you'd sit the 3 kids together and then the 2 parents with the other adult. No. The 2 parents sat behind me with one of their kids, and then they put the other 2 kids next to me. The boy was in the middle aisle seat, and the girl was in the seat right next to me. And I'm over here. Y'all know how I look.
That's a funny way to put that, but yeah.
Slightly overweight, bearded man with a hat.
With the hat. The hat is incredibly important.
I can see why this may or may not inspire confidence.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here cramming myself against the wall of the plane because I don't want anything to do with the kids next to me. Holy moly, I don't. Especially since the parents are behind me. So I could imagine that they're watching these 2 kids like a hawk, right?
I mean, one would hope.
One would hope at least, but I would also think that they would sit the kids all together and that the parents would sit next to me. But no, that's not how that happened. And the whole time,
one parent with each set of kids,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been smart. So across the 5-hour flight that I had, doing that, just cramming myself in there, and I can't sleep. I was gonna try to sleep some because it was like 1 a.m. or something like that, but no, couldn't do it. On top of that, the girl next to me started falling asleep, and she started leaning in my direction. And that is the moment where mentally I'm just like, wait. I don't, no, please. I don't want anyone misconstruing anything because I don't look near enough like this family to be considered a family member.
Oh no.
Fortunately, that did not happen. She ended up leaning on her brother, who was also asleep. And I'm just like, I'm telling you though, if I could have leaned any more, I probably would have tilted the plane.
God.
Oh Lord.
That flight scared me in a social speaking.
Gracious me.
I believe it.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, I have the kind of look where Scouts kids that sell anyone cookies at Walmart will actively dodge me to ask someone next to me if they want cookies.
Aiden is my guard dog in that anytime we go to like the mall or any place where people are like actively shouting at you to try to sell you stuff, they won't talk to you.
Yeah, they don't they don't talk to. I don't know what it is, how I carry myself, maybe how I look. I just apparently seem unsavory.
Which is really funny to me, right? Like, I know this is way off topic for the. Anyway, so Aiden, you are very friendly, as many, like all of us and people that listen to the podcast know. Aiden is a very, very nice person when you actually talk to him. And yet, apparently, people's first glance at Aiden is like, I don't want to talk to him.
Yep.
I'm sure the All About Aiden episode, I think I mentioned this, but when I first met Aiden or like interacted with him, I hated him because I thought he was trying to steal one of my friends.
Yeah.
Just stood angrily behind him.
Bless.
Still don't know what caused me to turn around, but it was just like, oh, hey, someone around
Well,
my age.
it was what it was is we went to it was the potluck, and I happened to be in line behind you for some reason or another.
Yeah.
You could just feel Jay's resentment. It was just
I don't think I
wafting
could
through
feel
the
it.
air.
You do have to remember that Aiden did not realize other people had emotions until he was like 16.
Meanwhile, and a very angry 11-year-old was fuming behind him for like a month every day after church.
One day I turned around, oh, hey, how's it going?
The funny thing is,
Oh, man.
I hate talking to random strangers. Like, I do it for work, and it's kind of fun then because there's a predictable pattern. But, like, under normal circumstances, out in my everyday life, do not talk to me. Period. And yet, I'm the one who gets talked to all the time, and I hate it. Anyway, back to planes.
So,
Planes.
as I may have mentioned, if not already this episode, but previous episodes, I work at an airport.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have my fair share of stuff that has happened to planes that I've actively been working on. One of the most recent, I very recently got promoted at my job and have to part-time supervisor from being like a regular hourly grunt kind of a person. And one of the first days that I'm supervising my crew, more or less by myself, I get my plane loaded, like all the cargo and stuff on it, and it's ready to go out. It goes out on time. And then it just sits there on the ramp, pushed out, and we're like, what's going on? Planes are ready to leave behind it, but can't because it's sitting there, not doing anything. The engines, no turn on. So we had to tow it back in so they could fix it, because otherwise the other plane's air packs were going to overheat. We're sitting waiting behind it. And then they had me go do something else, so another supervisor took over. And apparently, when they sent it out the second time, 10 minutes later, it went out just fine.
And it came back?
No, it left.
Oh.
It just, it went. It was okay. But for some reason, it just, the first plane I push out entirely on my own, they're like, yeah, no. And I'm like, why you do this to me? I had a coworker come up to me today, a friend of mine that I've worked with for 4 years now. And he's like, weeks since plane not working on the ramp, 0. Like, thanks, bud. I know. It's not my fault. Everybody involved knew it wasn't my fault, but my God.
Does it reflect poorly on your numbers?
No, not my numbers. It's one of those things where, like, I did everything right. Like, I called everything up. They knew everything went out. Like, I was loaded on time. The pilots got there a little late. Like, it went out at 3:06, and its scheduled, like, leave was 3:10. Like, it went out on time. It's the pilot didn't want to get towed back in because he thought he could fix it on the ramp while talking to the mechanic through the like nose gear.
So it was like no, system. I got this.
Literally, he was like, no, I got this. Meanwhile, there's like 3 planes trying to leave behind him that are all like, dude, we have places to be.
There's a thing called a schedule, bud.
It's like, okay, but it was a great start to my week this week, substituting for somebody else who was on vacation.
Yay, vacation sub.
Yo.
I do have one more.
Okay.
It's a short story.
Okay.
Call it the last minute disaster dodge.
Okay.
So this is on my way to the Philippines, and I had a connecting flight. So I had to go up to Seattle, to the Seattle airport, and then take Air Philippines to the Philippines. Which, by the way, the Air Philippines plane, oh man, that was super comfy, especially for economy. And the food, it was good.
And the food.
Look, I was blown away. It was like, man, what happened there, Alaska?
I've never flown Air Alaska.
They're all right. I mean, they are a far cry from Spirit Airlines in terms of ugh. They're very decent. It just felt a little cramped for me. That's all. And then also no food, but that was also because we didn't do like an overnight flight. Anyway, so I get to Seattle and I'm sitting there, right? I think at this point I'm hours early for the next flight. And I'm sitting there getting things charged, moved to different seats every now and then. And just about we were starting to line up for the plane. And I hear on the announcement, because I tried to do research beforehand, and the research beforehand said, no, you don't need any visa or any agreement, silly. You don't have to sign anything. You have your passport, just go. So it's like, all right. So then they announce on their little speaker thing, hey, be sure you fill out this thing online before you come up here, or else we can't take you to the Philippines. And, we're lining up. So it's literally last minute for me that I'm like just wide-eyed and just sort of thing.
Where was this at? Was it just customs papers that they needed you to fill out? Were you leaving the U.S. going to the Philippines?
Yeah, leaving the U.S. going to the Philippines.
It's probably just customs papers.
It was, well, it in place of having an actual visa, they have like a little website thing so that they can kind of track you properly.
Right.
So I had to fill out my information, my signature, take a picture of myself, do all of that while in line. So I'm sitting here hitting Dance Dance Revolution moves as the line moves.
So, Jojo, pose.
Exactly. And I just finish up by the time it's my turn.
Goodness.
It's just like, well, now I know.
I have one more story.
Go on.
Okay. So, the last time I flew internationally, I flew to Moldova. Flying there wasn't really a problem. It was flying back that was the issue. And it was not due to Moldova. It was due to the fact that I was going with an organization who used a travel agent to book all of our stuff.
Oh.
There were lots of issues with our flight back from Moldova. The first one was we left in the middle of the night and we landed in Barcelona in the middle of winter, which sounds lovely. It's Barcelona, it's Spain, it's lovely. No, it's not. It is 40 degrees inside of the airport.
No.
And I left my big puffy coat inside of my stuff or inside of my checked bag because I thought, I don't need it. I will be inside. No, I spent 8 hours on the floor in Barcelona because they don't let you to your gate until the airport opens at 7 a.m.
No.
So we are sleeping on a marble floor on our backpacks in
That's
40-degree weather.
horrid.
It is the worst. I hated every minute of it. Thank the Lord it was only 6 hours. That's not the worst part. On my paperwork, my ticket flying from Barcelona to oh my goodness, the Netherlands. I can't remember which city. Oh, I'll think of it later. We land, and when we land, I tried to check into my flight home to the States, my flight from wherever I am to New Jersey, which is my next connecting flight. And I can't check into my flight. And I have a grand total of 15 minutes to get to my gate on the other side of the airport. Which I have
I've
no
been
idea
there.
why the travel agent did that to me. So I call my mom. It's 2 a.m. in Texas. And my mom is an insomniac. And she was just like, I couldn't go to sleep because you were flying. And I knew something was going to go wrong because something always goes wrong when I'm flying. And I'm in tears running through this airport like a mad woman. Like one of the airport security people stops me while I'm on the phone with my mom because he's concerned for me. And I'm like, I gotta go. So I don't give this guy the light of day. It was so nice of him to stop me, but I was on a mission. I make it to my gate and I tell my mom, okay, I'll call you if I can't get on my flight. Because again, I haven't been able to check into this flight the entire time.
Right.
I run up to the desk, again, in tears, and I'm like, I'm trying to check in. Here's all of my information. It won't let me. The travel agent misspelled my name. Like, the entirety of my name. And so their system wouldn't recognize me. Thank goodness this sweet woman at the desk is like, oh, I see the problem. They misspelled your name. Here, let me fix it for you and check you in. And it took a grand total of 2 minutes. Bless her. And I got on the airplane. That's not the worst part.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right here for just half a second. You have experienced everything I have, except all at once. I don't know how you do this. All of the stuff I have had a reasonable, like one time or another here and there. I can pull one story and it'll have one element. Yours just but it gets worse. And how do you do this? How does everything go so horribly wrong for you?
So I get on the flight. It's a beautiful airplane, spacious seats. I think I'm gonna have a great time, but I'm in the middle seat. That's not the worst thing in the entire world. There's definitely better seats, but I can survive. Okay? I am sandwiched between two people. And the lady sitting next to me kind of ignores my existence. That's fine. The man sitting next to me, mind you, again, it's basically nighttime or early day, and I'm trying to go to sleep because I didn't sleep at all in Barcelona, and it's been like 48 hours since the last good night's sleep I had. So the guy sitting next to me is, I think he's dressed nice. I think, okay, maybe he'll be a decent seat partner. Not that dressing nice has anything to do with it, but you think you can get a vibe from how people look. And so I tried to ask him to put down the window shade. I tried to explain that I'm trying to go to sleep. And the guy doesn't speak English and won't shut the shade. So I think, okay, I'm just going to have to deal with it. It's fine, right? So I go this 8-hour flight, no window shade, trying to sleep, can't sleep, I'm exhausted. We land in New Jersey. This man stands up, whips out his phone, and starts speaking in perfect English.
No, I forgot.
I was so mad. I was vibrating, but I couldn't say anything because at that point, the flight was already over. We're done. There's no point in saying anything to this absolute raging butt nugget of a man. And so I just watch him walk off the flight and go, I want to go home. And I still have to sit in New Jersey for another 4 hours before my flight home. So, yeah. That's not even the worst airplane story. The Spirit
Oh
one's
my
the worst
God.
airplane story, but I have another one that's really bad too.
I'd say we'd have to do a follow-up episode, but I think it'd just be Riley and I.
Oh no, I
could
still
tell
have
you-
more story.
I
Oh,
can tell
that's
you
fair.
one more really fast, if we're cool with it.
I mean, I'm
I
down.
mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean- I don't care.
Okay. My dad and I were flying back from Portugal. We had gone there for an international martial arts championship. Aiden and my mom left early because my mom got incredibly sick, and had to go home. And Aiden decided to chaperone her home, which was good. I'm glad that happened. So my dad and I, we're similar people. And we think, yeah, this will be a fun time. Daddy daughter bonding. Heck yeah, let's go. So we get on the flight home and everything's fine, except the woman in front of me is the most obnoxious, horrible person I have ever heard in my life. Right? She's swearing up and down. Not that swearing is the bad thing, but like she's just excessive about it. She's being rude to the flight staff. She's being rude to the person next to her. She's complaining the entire time about the food from the place we just left, which Portugal has delicious food. She just didn't like the fact that it was American. There was just a lot. And the entire time, she was a rather large woman, and the entire time she would lean forward and then like swing back and like land thud heavily into her seat, right? And each time she did that, her seat would go further and further back into my lap until we land, I think also in New Jersey. And
That airport is cursed for you.
It is. She stands up and then is told by the flight staff to sit back down because we're still taxiing. And she sits down and like slams her back into the seat, breaks the seat, and she's now fully laying in my lap.
Oh, jeez.
She is crushing my legs actively. She is not a light woman. And my dad is sitting there staring at me like, I cannot believe this is happening to you. And I'm staring at my dad going, I cannot believe this is happening to me. And my legs effectively go numb because we sit there for another hour.
She just laid there for an
She
hour?
laid there for an hour on my legs
I'm-
while I was actively trying to push her off of me.
Did she not realize?
I don't think she cared that other people existed.
That's insane.
American
was really
to
bad.
the core.
She
That
was
was
very
really bad.
American, and she's the kind of American that make other Americans look bad overseas. Yay, flying!
After that, I'm gonna give us one good airport story to end. Just a palate cleanse before Aiden gives us the words.
Alrighty.
I one time flying back from Jamaica, we had another layover in Houston. Like one of the 3 times we went, every time we came back, our layover on the way back was in Houston. Met a random unaccompanied minor who basically joined our group.
Nice.
In Houston. She was flying from California to meet a friend at DFW and had a layover in Houston. Why they didn't just fly her straight to, I don't know. Anyway, I'm, there chatting with her, making a new friend, whatever. She has an earlier boarding time than, like, our entire group. And she's like, I'll save a seat for you. She ends up saving me the window seat on, like, a nice row, fairly, like, far up the plane, like, close to the entrance. It's like, oh,
Aww.
thank you. It's great.
That is so sweet.
That is.
And then
Thank
all
you,
of my
Dr.
friends, after we left, were making fun of me for, like, a week, asking me if I got her number.
Did
Of
you?
course.
I have her Discord. I'm still friends with her on Discord. If you happen to watch this, you know who you are.
Oh, shoot. Whoever you are, watch this.
Yeah.
And
Or
get
don't.
ready for these words.
Yep.
This broadcast was brought to you by these words. Unga frickin' bunga. Still mad. Time. Telephone. Semi-functioning human. Pose. That's not the worst part. Thanks for listening.
Oh my goodness.
Have an unga frickin' bunga brunch.
Have a Unga Bunga brunch, Dublin, Ireland.
Have an
Happy brunch, Dublin.
Happy
Bye-bye.
brunch,
Unga brunga bunch.
Unga
Unga
Brunga
brunga
brunch.
brunch.
Unga Bruncha.